In this video, I'm going to discuss using a Raspberry Pi with a Raspberry Pi camera module. The Raspberry Pi that I'm actually using in this video is the Raspberry Pi 2 Model B. It's very old, it's from 2015, but I still use it just for odds and ends and different little testings that I do. The camera module that I'm actually using is one from, I believe, 2016. The Raspberry Pi camera module 2. So I have that attached to my Raspberry Pi, and I have installed the latest Raspbian in this. I just re-imaged this Pi, and the current image that I'm using on it is Bullseye, Raspbian 11. And I can switch over here to my tab that I have logged into my Raspberry Pi. And you'll see that I'm actually using the Linux 11 Bullseye version of Raspbian on this particular Pi. Switching back over, and I'll provide this URL in the show notes as well. So this is from the raspberrypi.com website talking about the Pi documentation. And I'm actually looking at the Raspberry Pi cameras and all of the different information in here for the different command line switches and other switches that you can use with this particular camera. So like I said, this is the Bullseye version 11. And this is going to be using the libcamera modules in here. There's different little switches, command line switches that you can look at. The libcamera and libcamera apps. It goes through introduction, getting started, and several different command lines. Libcamera hello, JPEG, still, vid, and then different command line switches that you can use with it. Switching over to my tool that I use is, I'll be talking about this in a later video. This is actually called Mesh Central. Mesh Central is a way to install different agents on remote computers, and then you can remote control them from this interface. So the one I'm using, I'm actually going to be logging into my Raspberry Pi, and I'm just going to log into the desktop here. So having logged in to the desktop on my Raspberry Pi, I have my file manager over here. I'm actually logged into my CAM directory on my Pi, and I'm going to look at a different command line that I've used for just creating a still image called test. So this is using the libcamera-still. It has some switches on it. The -O gives me my output, gives me a file name. And then I've actually, because of the way I have my camera on my Raspberry Pi, I'm actually using a horizontal and vertical flip for that image so that it won't be upside down. So just hitting enter on this, it's going to give me an image. This is my upstairs. And then it's going to save that as test.jpg. Opening that up, I can see that that was the still image that it created for me. And again, this is pointed upstairs in my loft, just pointing at my little loft area here. Now I can actually take those little switches off. Like I said, the way I have my Pi set up with my camera module, if I remove this H flip and V flip, you will actually see that my image is going to show upside down and vertically flipped as well. That's why I have those switches on there. It's just the way that I have my Raspberry Pi module set up and the way the camera ribbon cable is set up to it. It basically just has it upside down. I don't have a good case on it. Hopefully we'll get a different case that I can apply to that and put that camera in there so that I can use it more for little still image captures. Be going into more detail later on the different switches. Like I said, I will be using this Raspberry Pi documentation for all of the different command line switches that there are available in here that you can use in the command line. My goal is basically to take that, I've used it before, and take just a series of images. I'll put it into a cron job. So every 5, 10, 15, 30 minutes, I'll be taking a still image, saving those with a date timestamp, and then I can just have a directory with a history of different still images throughout the day. Again, I'm just using it inside right now. I've used it before taking outside shots during snowstorms, during rainstorms as well, and just compile those into different little videos. Just a little side project, just something to do using my Raspberry Pi. I will continue to make more of these videos with different options. Again, I only have 2 Raspberry Pis currently. Plan on getting some more as soon as the supply chain allows me to buy some without waiting too long or spending way too much money for them. So I have the 2 Pis. I'll be making more videos later. So just stay tuned. Hopefully you enjoy this, and we'll be showing some videos later.